How can you tell that you are no longer cared for or valued as much as before in a relationship, a friendship, or a romantic relationship? The answer often lies in the actions or inactions of the other person. If the conversations you used to have at length, sharing your dreams, excitements, joys, and sorrows, have become shorter, this is an important sign. If the other person responds with one word answers while you're talking at length, only saying yes or no, or limiting communication to only necessary logistical matters, this may indicate that they don't care about you as much as they used to. If someone who used to be easily reachable and responded to your messages at length now doesn't answer your calls and responds to your messages late and briefly, this is also an important signal. Everyone has busy periods, but if this situation becomes constant, it may indicate that you have fallen down their priority list. If you used to have arguments and emotional ups and downs, but now you just say, okay, you're right, and drop the subject at the slightest disagreement, this may not be as good as you think. This could be a sign that the other person no longer wants to invest emotional energy in the relationship. If the other person places great importance on their own desires, while even your smallest requests are seen as unnecessary or burdensome, it's time to stop and think. If they didn't behave this way before, but now seem bothered by your requests, it could indicate that the space allocated to you is shrinking. Small behaviors that were endearing at the beginning of the relationship but have started to be criticized over time are also an important sign. If the things that used to make you special now bother you, you may have reached the point where you can't see past the obvious. The true nature of a relationship emerges during difficult times. If the person who used to be there for you and support you is now busy, belittles you, or dismisses your feelings, this is a serious sign of neglect. The quality of a relationship is measured by how comfortable you feel with that person. If you feel like you have to censor yourself, if you're afraid of being judged, if you hesitate to express your feelings, something may be wrong in the relationship. Someone who cares about you will take your no seriously. But if, despite repeatedly saying you're uncomfortable, the behavior doesn't change, this is a strong sign that you're no longer being valued as much as before. If you hear about important developments in his life from others, this may indicate that you are no longer part of his inner circle. If the excitement that used to be shared with you is now hidden from you, this also indicates that the distance in the relationship has increased. If he is preoccupied with his phone, constantly checks his watch, and doesn't listen to you when you're together, this may indicate that he doesn't really want to be there. Some people treat relationships like a chore, and this is very noticeable. If they used to make plans together but now only make plans for themselves, this may be a sign that they don't include you in their future. Noticing these signs gives you two options. Either you recognize and fix any problems that can be resolved in the relationship, or you prepare yourself emotionally instead of being suddenly abandoned. Have you experienced any of these? Have you had similar experiences? You can share them in the comments.